Louisiana is known for its food, culture, the outdoors, and some of the most beautiful historical plantations in the country. And as with any area that is enriched with history, there's probably paranormal activity. Louisiana Spirits Paranormal Investigations is a serious group of professional and analytical individuals dedicated to investigations and research of paranormal activity.
This is our state, and these are our Louisiana Spirits.
This is my bedroom, and I can hear the other bedroom is right above, directly above. It's almost a mirror image because it has its own bathroom and all. So it's the same exact setup upstairs where my daughter's bedroom is. And I have heard so many times I couldn't even tell you, walking upstairs when nobody, because you can hear the footsteps or hear whatever it is. So yeah, it's been a lot of activity up there, but not a whole lot here. I've heard giggling and things like that in here before, but nothing that I can recall.
We had a camera set up in the corner over here, and we remember that we caught like an orb coming in here, heading towards the fireplace, and then it shaped into a human form, into a wispy kind of form, and stood there. My hard drive crashed on my DVR. I could not recover. They saw it with their own eyes, but they could, you know.
And I did have an episode of night terrors that lasted. In fact, Deborah and I talked about it at length.
Yeah,
And that was like that lasted 6 or 7 months, and it was always the night terror was coming through that door, and I would be asleep in my dream. So she said that she felt it really had something to do at that point in time, which I can go into a little bit more detail. There was a license plate that I had brought back from the Virgin Islands, and it was an old.
It was Trinidad. It was Virgin Islands.
It was a Virgin. It was St. Croix.
St. Croix.
And it was very old, not like an antique, but you could tell it was really old, and that license plate gave me hell for months. My daughter, I just knew there was something attached with that license plate, and that's when the night terror started. And also, my daughter threw the license plate away, I think twice, and it came back on the porch and reappeared twice.
Oh, wow.
And then I think I had a friend take it off to out of town or something.
Pennies falling down on you on the patio too.
Pennies?
Pennies, yeah.
Yeah, that were coming from out in the yard. It was only one or two, but yeah, that happened one night.
And then you had something happen in the bathroom, right? Like somebody handed you a washcloth or something?
Oh yes.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
That's an experience.
That's nice.
Yeah. I was dating someone, and I thought he was in the bedroom and he was in the living room.
Right.
And I was in the shower, and I yelled at him, and I said, "Hey, Bill, would you mind handing me a washcloth?" And next thing I know, was like, that was fast. And there was a washcloth there, and I said,
So a courteous.
it was weird.
I was thinking, you gonna make me a drink?
I know. I'm gonna bring $1 million with you. But yeah, this is the bathroom, and I just renovated it a couple of years ago.
It's nice.
So-
We look back. We have been here since I think
It's
8
been a
years.
while because I renovated this several years ago. And then this is
I'm gonna let you slide in.
Turned on.
I just wanted a quick peek.
a story. But the
I'm gonna
door.
get some of this in there.
The original house was built was burned, right? I mean,
Yeah, it did. And I don't know exactly when it burned, but it must have been probably 20 years or so before this house was built.
Because I looked at I think there was something, I looked at it was built in around the World War I or something.
I think so.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Just sweet the pup.
And then this is what I call a high school house, for me anyway. This is where I've had the most things occur. The worst one, I guess, one night it was pitch black, and I'm used to walking through here in the dark, so I know right where the little path is between the chair and the buffet here. But I was walking, and I was alone at home, walking through here, and I got, I guess, about right here. This spot right here is usually the hottest spot, but I got about right here, and something literally grabbed both legs at the same time. I flung my arms out and caught myself so I didn't hit my head, and I was drugged to about right here.
Wow. Is that license plate still inside?
That was way before the license
Wow.
plate. That was way before. I've also had a bite mark actually on this leg, because I just knew it was a snake in this, it's a fake fern there. But I said, oh my God, because I felt it pop, and then I got in the light, and there were two, just like a fang mark, not on this side, but on this side. And so I was convinced that it was, a snake had gotten in the house, but we never did find anything. But that was weird.
And then the bites went away, didn't they? It kind of disappeared.
Yeah, like in a matter of a day or so, but it had broken the skin.
This is where the room, I don't know if you saw the video I shot of her describing what was going on, and the EMF
Was going crazy.
just went climbing, went up to 12 milligauss and stuff, and it stood there for a good while, while she's telling the story. Same thing happened in her bedroom, I'm watching, it went from 6 up to 9 up to 12 while she was telling the story.
And what was your friend's name that came, the lady that came? No, not Deborah, that passed away. Kim.
Yeah.
She was standing right where Gary's standing, and she got violently ill.
Right.
The first time
I
she
remember
was
that.
here.
Yeah,
I'm getting goosebumps standing right here, right now.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm
But
right.
this, and my head's tingling. But this door, it seems like it's from this door, like right through here, that there's something weird. My brother and his girlfriend were coming through the room and went to open. I usually keep these doors shut to keep it cool up there. So they were shut that night, and he went to open, was feeling around trying to open the door, and something literally spun her around, just like she was a top, and just went shoop and flipped her the other way. And she was like, what in the world is going on? So they freaked out and got out of here. But the basement is right there. So I don't know if it has a
I've never seen a
connection.
basement before in my life.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, Louisiana.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them. I've seen a couple of them.
When grandfather built this house, I don't know what he was thinking about.
There's a
because
couple of
it's not
basements in
like
Louisiana
a
I've come
root
across.
cellar, and it's not built where it could really be, a functional room down there. It's nasty and.
Well, Deborah picked up fear down there, so somebody was hiding down there.
Yeah, she felt that there was a family in the
Yeah, there was a
corner.
woman holding a child in the corner, she said.
Yeah, she picked that up, I
But
think it was
I'll
probably
open the door and everybody can peek down there,
bathroom that's up, that faces out towards
the lane.
Didn't you say somebody saw something up in the window at one time? I think your daughter said something to the effect.
Yeah, and I can't remember if it was my daughter or what, but, and I may have at some point in time too, but I don't remember anything specific.
Yeah, I
about
remember
it,
somebody told me, I couldn't remember exactly.
But it's been so many things, I could tell you.
Well, you've been here since you were 9,
Yeah.
you probably saw a lot.
And forgive me, this is my granddaughter's playroom.
We're getting headachy?
Yeah, I felt it as soon as I passed that threshold.
We've been noticing she gets headaches.
Yeah.
Like, when she said that about that spot, I just had tingling all through my head.
See, I usually feel pressure. She gets headaches.
I get vertigo.
You get vertigo?
Yeah.
Well, don't fall on me.
No,
When Blue Dog
I can
was really
control it.
popular, and I said, you know what? Well, let's take a look in the basement.
Yeah. I brought my black shirt and everything, since we're going to be going to the woods, I didn't want to get all.
Yeah, I brought me another shirt to throw on in case we do go in there.
Well, Deborah,
Since it really hasn't had much rain, do you think it's damp down there?
I've had one of
Maybe a little bit. It always stays damp down there.
I guess so, yeah.
Is there ever activity down here that you know of?
I'm not aware of anything, but Deborah sure did.
Deborah picked up a lot down here.
Did she?
Yeah.
I'll come down here by myself.
Oh, yeah, me too.
This is my kind of basement. I love this.
Like, see?
Oh, it's cool.
This is my kind of ghost hunt. I didn't bring a flashlight. This is cool.
It's very
I don't think
cool.
I've ever seen that.
This is so cool.
This is wicked.
It's just another room.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
massive though.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like that other side. Oh yeah.
Hey, you gotta think though. Was this here from the original house?
That's a good question.
I mean, it is Louisiana.
Okay, we're going up on the second floor.
We're coming. I love that kind of stuff.
That's cool.
People didn't realize that he did stuff other than Blue Dog. Edwin Edwards and Huey Long.
Ah,
Hey, I knew that, yeah. Not Huey Long, Debbie Nevers, he had 3 or 4 times.
Oh,
Really nice guy.
it's time.
all right. Forgive the room. It's my daughter and granddaughter.
There he is.
Reminds me of,
Yeah, that's it.
good.
This is the room that I hate the
Is
most.
that the original one?
This is the dresser that drawers were pulled out.
Oh, yeah. All of those.
These dresser drawers kept going in and out.
And I kept hearing it downstairs. I was like, oh my gosh, what is it? And it sounded like somebody had thrown a chair down and cracked. But when I came up, this was all empty then, and these drawers opened really easy. All the drawers were like pulled completely out. And I slammed one of them. I said, oh my gosh, that's what I was hearing. Because they were just going crazy. But yeah, see, I get the creeps up here.
In this room, one of our techs got scratched across his back with a 3-finger scratch. And that was Fred.
And this is where they also clearly heard a voice
Yeah.
on the recording.
Yeah, we're trying to decipher if it was somebody. I mean, BJ said it wasn't him, but it
That's
sounded
questionable.
like it was questionable. Is when in doubt, toss it out, kind of thing.
I think the basement and everything was done with this house because it didn't sit in this exact location, I don't think. I think it was a little bit further back on the property. When we go outside, I'll show you where one of the workers' homes was, and there was a fire, and the grandmother that lived there, and her granddaughter, who was my age at the time, Pam, both of them perished in the fire. And that was just right here in the yard, basically.
Oh,
It was,
really?
yeah,
I thought it was
that's,
further down the trail there.
well, it's straight down the driveway
Oh,
on the left-hand
on the
side
left-hand
before
side.
you, I'll show you.
Yeah,
one, two
you can show us
areas.
where the general area is.
Yeah, I
We'd
will.
love
In
to
fact,
see
we
that.
can go out this way. And then there was, another worker that lived here on the place. There used to be a train that would go there, and he pulled out, my grandfather had a store on the right-hand side. If the end of the driveway where you turned in, on the other side of the road, he had like a little general
Where you
store,
going?
post office and all that. And they had, it was a voting precinct there.
Okay.
And they were voting that day, and Oscar pulled out of our driveway, and he pulled out on the highway, and he saw the people, and they were waving, but they were actually trying to flag him down, and a train hit him and killed him. So he was about, I guess Oscar was about 18, 19 at the time, maybe a little bit older.
Was he
So the
deaf or
man-
something? Was he kind of?
No,
He's
he had
probably waving, going,
he had
hey.
his radio blaring.
Oh, okay.
Probably waving.
And that
Nobody
happened.
does
That
that.
happened about 40, 50 years ago or so.
I would have been, I'm 62, and I was, same age as I am, I was probably 18 or 19. Oscar was a year or so older than me,
Okay.
so however long.
What about the
that would've
land? So, anything about the land, Civil War stuff, any?
been. I don't know anything specific, but there is a present that I referred to as Nate.
Okay.
And it was just a standing joke, oh, I hear Nate, or, and then I actually saw, the only thing I've ever seen, physically seen, was on the porch on the backside, and I'll show you where that was, and it was a really haggard, thin gentleman with scraggly hair, and he was young, though. I could tell he was young, but he was clearly, like, I don't know, malnourished or whatever, and he was missing an arm, and the uniform, don't know which side
Yeah.
he was on, but the uniform was actually folded. I think it was the left arm, was folded and like pinned or tied or
Because
something.
he'd lost his arm.
And so I said, that was years after I started referring to Nate as kind of a standing joke. And then when Deborah came, she didn't know anything about, I had not said anything about Nate, and she told me that there was a presence named Nathaniel
Oh, you guessed right.
Yeah,
that
Deborah blows me
Yeah.
away.
that
every time.
had,
Yeah.
I just got chills, that had been injured in the war, and gangrene is actually, I think that's what she said, he died from. So I guess that had to be Nate that,
Yeah.
that I
So there had to
was
be some
seeing.
Civil War battle.
Yeah,
Deborah
up in here,
described,
right? Yeah.
and
If-
I looked it up historically. There was a lot of stuff around here because it was part of the Port Hudson campaign.
Gotcha.
Oakland,
Okay.
where you were born, right? Oakland Plantation, or you lived in there when you were young. That
Right.
was the Union headquarters.
Right.
Okay.
And supposedly, Deborah picked up that there was before she even knew all that, she picked up that there was a skirmish on your front lawn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and if
Back
I
there.
had to guess, I've just always had this distinct feeling that right over there is where something happened.
And she picked it up before she even knew all that. She was.
Yeah.
But Oakland, yeah, it's a beautiful home that's back there.
So if you go down the driveway, the third or fourth tree before you get to the end, to the left in those woods is where that home was that burned.
That might be something.
Yeah, I was. That was one of the things we're trying to see if we can do an EVP session out there, you know.
Yeah.
And I want to set up cameras for the front lawn too, just in case we catch something. Oh, this is a lot better than we were here the last time.
I'm sorry.
Where it gets clear and you see the sunlight shine there, and I think that's the property line. So if you get to a fence, don't cross it, because that'll be a property line. But to the left of there was one home. It was kind of like on the hill, and then, but all the others were scattered
All went
all
through
through here.
Say the majority of the buildings though are to the left of this clearing, back in that area.
No, they were all
They're back
over
over
here.
in that area.
The workers'
There was
building?
only
Yeah.
Okay.
one home that I have, now there were others way down on the property, but that was way before my time. But there was only one.
That is some
during
thick
that time
brush.
That was,
That
there,
is some
like,
thick
it was
brush.
on the left.
It's a good
All
thing
the
we
others
called
would
this
have
most of
started
this rock pants.
probably maybe where this first pole or second pole is right here. And there were, if I had to guess at one time, about 6 or 8.
Hey, you?
Hey!
How's it going?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Steve, Blaze, this is Morgan.
Hey, Morgan.
Nice to
Yeah,
meet you.
this is
How you doing, man?
Stephen and
Steve.
Lauren, his wife
Hi,
Lauren.
nice to
Steve,
meet you.
how are you?
Oh, looks online.
Steve.
There was a couple of sources.
You
One
know,
was
hey.
from Virginia, another one was taken from
I'm Todd, by the way.
Oh, that's
Hey.
Todd.
How you
And
doing?
then you can also Google Sunny Slope Plantation too.
I tried that. There was not much information
Really?
Not much
based on the
information
plantation
out there.
itself.
There's, on Facebook.
Yeah, there's not a whole
page.
lot.
Yeah.
Huh.
And
But
he found something connecting
It used
Oakland
to be,
to this house.
yeah,
and
it used
stuff.
to be several articles.
Yeah,
Maybe
'cause
I'm
it
getting
said-
confused with Oakland.
It said that the Gaydon family, I can't remember exactly if it was George Lee Sr. or further back, but they were in either Virginia or South Carolina because, like I said, I found 2 sources saying that.
Right.
They moved to Mississippi, spent there for a while.
Right.
They stayed there while they were building this property, and having this property built.
Gotcha.
Then they all moved down here, and this is where George Lee Gaydon Jr. was born. And they started I think it was a cattle.
Yeah. He had Hold Herefords.
Yes. And that's
That was my
what his profession.
Yeah,
That's what
that
he
was
was
my
doing
great
all the way
grandfather
through.
and grandfather. They had Hold Herefords.
Yeah, they were also. There was another thing that they were doing.
And I think it was originally, because it was, in my grandfather's generation, it was 3 brothers and a sister, and at that point in time, it may have been more before, but I doubt it, I think it was between 12 and 15,000 acres that they had between the 4 of them.
Oh wow! 1906 was the. So it was after the revolution that this whole property was under the Gaydon family.
Third or fourth tree from the end of the driveway.
Right.
What is
Yeah.
that at the end there with the
So it would have been up in
That's
this area.
another somebody else's property going off. To
Oh,
the left.
okay, all right.
So it'd be back in this area
would-
here, and this looks like a lot of foliage that would die off in the winter that we didn't come back and check out.
Yeah.
But that 2 people died. And it's horrible. They grabbed it. One went out the window while the house was closed.
No, you can definitely tell there was a house here.
Yeah.
You can tell there was a house here. Just by the way it's grown.
So maybe we could do an EVP section around here.
Yeah, we could.
Nice and quiet. There's not much
It's like a
road.
little cave in there.
Yeah, it looks like a pathway was going to be made for it.
That's why I said it almost looks like there could have been something here.
My question is, why is this growing like this?
I know, isn't that weird?
But this is where the house was that burned down and killed the 2 people.
It was rain.
You know what's even stranger is all that wood looks burnt.
No, the grandparents.
Look at it. It's got charcoal on it.
Yeah.
It does.
See that white building right there?
Yeah.
That used to be the voting plant. And there used to be a track through here. And he parked on the track, had the music up too loud, didn't hear the train coming, and everybody was waving at him, and he got plowed. He was 18 years old, got killed by the train. So
Rock
that
and
happened
roll.
right
That's
here, and that happened
sad.
about 50 years ago, 40 or 50 years ago.
That's sad.
Well, he wasn't deaf. I found out. I thought he was deaf, but he had the music turned on the radio up really loud, and couldn't hear him. He saw them waving at him.
Thought they were saying hi.
Yeah, they thought
That's that rock and roll. Do it to you every time.
It's a hearing loss from it.
Right. So you want to go back to that place? Walk
Well, let's try this. We're going to take a left.
Oh,
and
we
go
can
into
walk
the, We
through
can
here?
walk
All right.
around that gate. She thinks
Do it.
that there's a pathway, a deer path this
She
guy
thinks.
created that will take you back there. I'm sorry, what?
It would take, if there's a trail in here, it would go to her property?
Yeah.
Back into that area
Okay.
where the buildings were.
Yeah, I don't see anything yet.
I'm not sure if it's kind of overgrown.
I'm wondering-
It was a
It
deer
could.
path. He went to put all the deer feeding areas.
I haven't seen anything that's even
Unless
looks
this-
like an overgrown.
This kind of looks like it might dip in a little bit, but I'm not
Yeah, I
sure.
don't know on the other side of that.
I don't know if that'd be too far. Oh, deer. I think that was a deer.
That looks like something there.
There's something rustling in there. It might be a deer.
I think we're SOL on this trail.
I think this is pretty much it.
Yeah, I think we're SOL.
What about on the other side? Is it that
I
fence
wouldn't-
cut it right
I think she said don't go past the fence.
Right.
I mean, maybe we can come up and go this way.
there? That's what I'm wondering if there's some space between the fence and.
Uh,
I mean, it looks like there is.
All right. Well, we do know the other route does.
Yeah.
We didn't want to go on the other side of it.
yeah.
And that doesn't look like there's anything. It looks like.
Yeah, it looks like it stops
All
right
right.
there.
Let's go back to the other one before it gets dark.